welcome. I bow to the light within you, the light that longs for truth, that yearns for liberation, that whispers in your quiet moments, there must be something deeper. Today, let us sit together not as teacher and student, but as fellow travelers. Let us speak of one of the most profound and often misunderstood teachings of the Buddha, dukkha, the reality of suffering. This word, dukkha, appears in the very first teaching the Buddha gave after his enlightenment. It is the foundation of the Four Noble Truths. And yet, many turn away from it, thinking, why must we talk about suffering? But dear one, understanding dukkha is not a cause for despair. It is a gateway to freedom. It is not about drowning in sorrow, it is about awakening to the truth, so we may rise above it with wisdom and compassion. Come, sit close, and let us begin. Chapter 1. What is dukkha? Dukkha is often translated as suffering, but it holds a deeper meaning. It speaks of the unsatisfactory nature of worldly life. It includes obvious painfulness, loss, death, but also subtle discomforts, the anxiety of change, the clinging to pleasure, the unease of never quite feeling complete. Dukkha is the tension in wanting things to be different. It is the moment you fear losing what you love. It is the restlessness you feel in stillness. It is the grief that shadows joy, knowing it will end. The Buddha was not pessimistic. He was profoundly realistic. He saw life as it is, and through seeing clearly, he discovered a way to peace. Chapter 2. The story of Siddhartha and the Four Sights. Before becoming the Buddha, Siddhartha lived in luxury. His father protected him from all suffering. But one day, he left the palace and encountered four sights: an old man, a sick person, a corpse, and a wandering ascetic. These sights shattered his illusion. He realized that no matter how rich, young, or beautiful we are, we cannot escape aging, illness, and death. But he also saw the fourth sight, the seeker, and knew there must be a path beyond suffering. That journey began with understanding dukkha. Chapter 3. The different faces of suffering. Dukkha is not just about obvious pain. There are three kinds. 1. Dukkha-dukkha, the pain of pain, physical and emotional pain. 2. Viparinama-dukkha, the pain of change. Even joy causes suffering when we fear its end. 3. Sankhara-dukkha, the pain of conditioned existence, the unease that pervades life, rooted in impermanence and non-self. A laywoman once asked me, "Why do I feel uneasy, even when everything seems fine?" I smiled gently and said, "Because the mind knows, even without words, that nothing lasts. Peace comes not from escaping this truth, but from embracing it." Chapter 4. The Burning House. The Buddha once gave a parable. Life is like a burning house. People inside are distracted by toys and pleasures, unaware that the fire dukkha is consuming the structure. He calls us to wake up, not out of fear, but out of love. To see clearly is not to despair, but to begin walking toward freedom. Chapter 5. Clinging and craving. The roots of dukkha. Dukkha arises from tanha, or craving. We crave pleasure, permanence, identity. We cling to things, people, ideas, and when these inevitably change, we suffer. Once, a monk wept when his favorite robe was stolen. The Buddha said, "Was it yours to keep forever?" The monk replied, "No, Bhante." "Then why suffer?" This was not harshness, it was a call to see reality, to let go of attachment and find peace in the present moment. Chapter 6. Freedom through understanding. When we understand dukkha, we stop blaming the world for our pain. We begin to see the workings of the mind. We stop seeking perfection in imperfection. The Buddha did not promise a life without pain. He offered something greater, the end of suffering within pain, a heart that can remain open, loving, and steady amidst life's storms. Chapter 7. The Lotus in the Mud. The lotus flower grows in muddy waters. Without the mud, it cannot bloom. So too with us. Our suffering is not a mistake. It is the very condition from which wisdom and compassion can arise. A woman once told me, "My pain broke me." I looked into her eyes and said, "Or perhaps it broke you open." Let dukkha be your teacher. Let it soften you, not harden you. Let it guide you toward the light within. Chapter 8. Mindfulness, the medicine for suffering. Mindfulness is not escape. It is presence. It is turning toward your pain with curiosity and love. When you are angry, breathe and say, anger is here. When you are sad, breathe and say, sadness is here. Do not say, I am sad. Say, sadness is visiting. This shift creates space, and in that space, suffering begins to dissolve. Chapter 9. Living with compassion and courage. When we see that everyone suffers, our heart opens. We stop judging. We start caring. A young monk once asked, what is the greatest protection against suffering? I said, compassion. When you hurt, offer kindness to others. When you fall, help someone rise. In giving love, we dissolve our own sorrow. Chapter 10. A daily reflection to understand dukkha. Each morning, sit quietly. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, I see my suffering. I do not run. I listen. I learn. I grow. This is not weakness. This is awakening. Dukkha is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is the voice that says, there is more. Come, let go, and be free. Beloved one, you have walked with me through the valleys of suffering and glimpsed the peaks of understanding. You are not alone. You never were. Let dukkha teach you the value of joy. Let sorrow teach you the depth of peace. Let imperfection teach you the beauty of compassion. And when the road feels heavy, return to this truth. Suffering exists, but so does the path to its end. If this sharing has touched your heart, if you feel a sense of clarity, strength, or peace, I invite you to continue walking this path with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Buddha's Wisdom, where you'll find more teachings, meditations, and sacred reflections to guide your journey. Together, we walk the path of mindfulness. Together, we rise from suffering to awakening. May you be well. May you be free. May you awaken to the truth. Namo Buddhaya.